Taylor is calling Justin a with a tiny violin.
Hundreds of documents just got unredacted, and oh my goodness, this doesn't look good for Blake Lively or Taylor Swift.
New text messages from a close friend of actress Blake Lively, who also happens to be one of the world's biggest stars, have been unsealed in the court battle between Lively and her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin.
Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are facing intense public backlash after private text messages were leaked, exposing a hidden side of the story that has shocked many and revealed unexpected truths that few anticipated would ever come to light.
And with that screen cap, she said, quote, "I think this B knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin."
Recently unredacted court documents in the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni legal battle have revealed information that could become one of the biggest celebrity PR disasters of the decade, placing two of Hollywood's most admired figures under intense scrutiny, with the leaked texts leaving little room for interpretation.
Documents feature messages sent between Lively and pop star Taylor Swift. In the text, Swift appears to call Baldoni explicit.
What started as a straightforward he said, she said dispute around the It Ends With Us production has escalated into something far more troubling, as newly unsealed documents suggest a carefully coordinated effort involving powerful industry figures, strategic behind-the-scenes maneuvers, and manipulation so overt it borders on the unbelievable.
And Lively seems to ask for Swift's endorsement in making script changes to the movie.
These aren't mere accusations anymore. They're documented facts, confirmed by both legal teams in a statement of undisputed facts. Blake Lively's approach to creative disagreements with her director is strikingly bold. And on April 12, 2023, she contacted Taylor Swift for assistance, marking the moment when the story takes a dramatic and unexpected turn.
What's really telling to me is just the way she's speaking about Justin. She's not using words like he's a predator or an abuser or, oh my gosh, I'm so uncomfortable around him, I need your help. No, she's making fun of him.
She labeled Justin Baldoni a doofus director and ridiculed him as a clown who suddenly thinks he's a writer. And the choice of words is telling. This isn't the language of someone feeling unsafe or harassed. It reflects someone asserting dominance and speaking down to another person rather than expressing fear or discomfort. True accounts of workplace harassment typically convey concern or vulnerability, not mockery and dismissal.
This is their communication around a rewrite of the script, It Ends With Us. And so in another message, what we see here is Lively asking Swift to endorse that script change that she'd wanted. The message was apparently allegedly sent while Swift was on her way to Lively's house, and Baldoni was there as well.
The situation escalated when Blake Lively allegedly asked Taylor Swift to visit her penthouse while Baldoni was still there and publicly back a revised script that Taylor hadn't even read. This wasn't about providing creative input. It was about leveraging presence and influence to legitimize a version of events without any real understanding or context.
She asked Swift to endorse the revised script she was proposing even without having read it. You don't have to read it, of course.
Essentially, Blake was asking one of the world's most famous musicians to endorse pages she may not have even reviewed. The intent was clear: to pressure Baldoni into accepting Blake's version of the script by leveraging celebrity influence. This wasn't collaboration, it was calculated intimidation.
And I sent Taylor the script on her way to my apartment because Justin was still there, and I asked her to read them. I told her she didn't have to. I didn't want her to feel pressured to do that, but I hoped she would.
Taylor Swift's response sheds even more light on the situation. She reportedly texted Blake, "I'll do anything for you," not asking if Blake was okay or safe, but offering unquestioned loyalty. Swift then went to Lively's apartment and performed exactly as expected. Later messages show Blake praising Taylor as epically heroic and admitting that Baldoni was falling for it despite his resistance, a revelation that raises serious questions about Blake's intentions.
Swift calls actor and director Justin Baldoni the B word. But here's how she said it. And she had posted this article, screen capped it, and sent it.
Reading between the lines, the situation is troubling. Blake wasn't talking about advocacy or protection. She was celebrating manipulation. Even as Baldoni resisted, she framed the outcome as a victory. This wasn't about addressing real concerns or ensuring safety. It was calculated intimidation, cloaked as creative collaboration and backed by celebrity influence.
This is just revealing so much of what Blake actually feels about Justin, and in no way do I feel like it's uncomfortable. I feel like she thinks she's better than him, and it's shocking.
The texts grow even more alarming when Blake casts her inner circle as enforcers of power, likening herself to Daenerys Targaryen with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her dragons. In one message, she told Baldoni that everyone benefits from her connections with Reynolds and Swift, and that he would too. This doesn't come across as teamwork, it reads as a veiled threat. Comply or face the influence of people far more powerful than you.
Lively responded, "You are so right. He should have run from your music. How
By April 26, 2024, the texts reveal Blake and Taylor actively plotting to use Swift's music in the film's trailer. Taylor reportedly noted that if Justin were thinking strategically, he would reject her music, as it would only give Blake more control over the project. She emphasized that Taylor was Blake's ally, not his. Blake agreed, criticizing Justin for not seizing what she called his only chance to appear in control. This wasn't about creative ideas. It was a clear discussion of leverage and power dynamics.
We all benefit from the relationship with Ryan and Swift, and you will too, I can promise you. Look, she's confirming she said it, and she's trying to play it like, oh, well, no, it didn't read that way. I was saying this could help everybody. Come on, don't just pick and choose it here.
They were essentially plotting how to use Taylor Swift's celebrity status as a weapon against the director. What's even more striking is that Blake later revealed her husband, Ryan Reynolds, had actually written the revised rooftop scene himself, an admission that completely reframes the situation and highlights just how much outside influence was being injected into the project.
Then list alleged issues regarding wardrobe. They claim, quote, and this is from the docs, Blake started spending on her own and changed the whole wardrobe, no regard as to how this affected production. On script changes, the notes allege, every page she...
To be clear, Blake enlisted one of Hollywood's biggest stars to rewrite portions of the film without the director's knowledge or consent, and then brought in another A-list celebrity to pressure him into accepting those changes. This wasn't collaboration or creative teamwork, it was a hostile takeover disguised as artistic input.
Now, Swift's apparent next message, according to the filing, is he needs to be beaten by his own words. Lively allegedly replies, everyone weighs in before he responds to a text, writes an email, or trims his hair. It's wild, everyone participates. And then, the filing seems to show Lively's.
She labeled Justin Baldoni a doofus director and ridiculed him as a clown who suddenly thinks he's a writer. And the choice of words is telling. This isn't the language of someone feeling unsafe or harassed. It reflects someone asserting dominance and speaking down to another person rather than expressing fear or discomfort. True accounts of workplace harassment typically convey concern or vulnerability, not mockery and dismissal.
And then the filing presents alleged private messages from Ryan Reynolds that show, or appear to show, the intense personal feelings that were involved here.
The texts grow even more alarming when Blake casts her inner circle as enforcers of power, likening herself to Daenerys Targaryen with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her dragons. In one message, she told Baldoni that everyone benefits from her connections with Reynolds and Swift, and that he would too. This doesn't come across as teamwork, it reads as a veiled threat. Comply or face the influence of people far more powerful than you.
is allegedly messaging Matt and Lucy Damon to ask for their support for Lively.
Recently unredacted court documents in the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni legal battle have revealed information that could become one of the biggest celebrity PR disasters of the decade, placing two of Hollywood's most admired figures under intense scrutiny, with the leaked texts leaving little room for interpretation.
According to the filing, it seems that Swift sent Lively a screenshot of a news article about Baldoni with this message, quote, "I think this B knows something is coming because he's gotten out his